Gina from hauntedflower.com and hauntedflowerreviews.com, and right now I'm going to be reviewing some more titles for you. We've got The Big Year, Blu-ray plus DVD plus digital copy combo of To Kill a Mockingbird, now released on Blu-ray plus DVD plus digital copy. And also a Scholastic Storybook Treasures DVD, Why Mosquitos Buzz in People's Ears, and a Comedy Central stand-up release, New in Town, John Mulaney. Let's start with The Big Year. This one surprised me because I really wasn't expecting much. It does have three really great comedic talents in it, but all three have made missteps in their career, and a comedy about bird watching and collecting through viewing just doesn't really sound awesome. Stars Jack Black, Steve Martin, and Owen Wilson as three birders who all are pursuing a big year. A big year consists of seeing the most variety of bird species more than anyone else in 1 year. Owen Wilson is the current expert and holds the record at over 700, and these other two are trying to decide, for the first time they want to accomplish something really big. They're going to try to have a big year. But also this year, Owen Wilson has decided he's worried about people creeping up on his year. So at the same time, he is also going to pursue a big year to beat his own record and make sure that no one beats it. What's surprising about a big year is they managed to make bird watching some sort of a little bit more exciting hobby. It gives you a sense of accomplishment. It's slightly poetic, sentimental, nostalgic. And for all three of them, it has a huge impact on their lives as far as their families back home and their financial situations, but they pursue it anyway because they really have a love of birding. A few other fun faces pop up, including a great boat tour by Angelica Houston and some bird calls by Rashida Jones as a potential love interest for one of the characters. And I have to say, this was pretty entertaining, and I would definitely recommend giving it a rental. And for what it has on its extras you get an extended edition, which has a lot more of the boisterous narration voice and some more extra leading up to encountering Rashida Jones things. And you also get a gag reel and a ton of deleted scenes, and a special called The Big Migration, which is a behind the scenes showing you how they actually filmed in all of these locations, because you could not achieve the beauty that is here from the sightseeing on a soundstage. So when they're in the Yukon, they really are in the Yukon, etc. Next, we have one of Universal's 100th anniversary celebration Blu-ray releases, which is To Kill a Mockingbird, starring Gregory Peck. Now, I read this book in school, and I was in the play in high school. I had never seen the movie. We were actually recommended not to watch the movie and to create our own characters. I really wish I had watched the movie back then, because it just makes our high school production seem pathetic. This 50th anniversary edition has a wonderful picture, a crispness, and I have to say that as far as the story goes, it's about a lawyer and his kids in a difficult time in the South, and he presides over a very challenging trial, trying to defend a black man against a white woman's accusations. And the trial is by far the best part of the film, the most dramatic, totally engaging. Love that scene so much. The bits with the kids around it are fine, and they have their own story, but really the trial is what the story is about for me. It has one of those flip covers that has a few more little things written inside, and for your bonus features you get Fearful Symmetry, a really long feature-length documentary talking about what the times were like when they made this movie, and how a lot of the young child actors they got in it had some of the same situations that were in this movie. There's a long conversation with Gregory Peck. You get to see his Academy Award Best Actor acceptance speech. There's an American Film Institute Lifetime Achievement Award for Gregory Peck, where you get to show all of that. There's an excerpt from the Academy tribute to Gregory Peck. Scout Remembers, which is actress Mary Badham actually sharing her experiences working on the movie, working with Gregory Peck, and a feature-length commentary with the director and producer, a theatrical trailer, and 100 Years of Universal Restoring the Classics. I have a feeling that that particular feature will be on all of these 100th anniversary releases. But it's also a really interesting look back at all Universal has accomplished in 100 years. So tons of extras. It will take you a very long time to watch them, but if you are a really awesome movie buff, I think you will enjoy it. The next one I decided to review because I actually watched this special when I was a kid. Why Mosquitos Buzz in People's Ears, and there are 5 stories total on this DVD. The first one was the only one I knew. It is narrated by James Earl Jones, the voice of Darth Vader, and I have to say, the version I listened to when I was a kid had a different narrator. And they did a better job. Maybe it's just because it's nostalgic and I want to hear it the way I remember it, but, you know, he does a great job, but he just doesn't really get into the character of the mosquito. It's a cute story of cause and effect and blame, and it's a little violent. And the other stories are pretty mild by comparison. There's a story about a hippo and how hippos got to live in the water, a story about a little boy and his grandma going to the store and him getting new tennis shoes, and there's a story about round and square houses. And the last story is also narrated by James Earl Jones, and it's called Who's in Rabbit's House? And it's about, you know, some creature has hidden in Rabbit's house, and all the other animals try to get him out, and the smallest of animals succeeds. Who would have figured? This is 52 minutes plus extras and recommended for ages 4 to 8. So probably not you if you're watching this video. And last we have John Mulaney, new in town. Comedy Central sends me a lot of stand-up specials, and a lot of them really start to blend together after a while. This one does not. I really liked him. I really liked him because he is not afraid to be silly, and he is very funny. A lot of his humor is self-deprecating, but it's also situational, and he does that thing that white guys like to do where they impersonate a black voice every once in a while to do something silly, and he does that pretty well. Only an hour long, and what's really funny is that in the extras there is a Special Friends video commentary where you can watch John Mulaney sitting down with 2 other Comedy Central comedians and giving commentary on his performance. And it's a video commentary so you can see them reacting, and the other 2 spend the entire hour making fun of how bad his performance is in that way that guys like to rib on each other. And that's very funny. There is another extra with Mintz, one of the comedians on the commentary, interviewing Mulaney, and the entire thing is very making fun of Mulaney again, and you gotta admit, the guy must have a good sense of humor to allow everyone to rag on him so badly. I really enjoyed it, it was a lot of fun, and I think you should check it out. My favorites for the releases on January 31st would be, I think you should rent The Big Year. It's pretty darn funny, and you should check it out. And if you are a movie buff collector person, then you probably want to pick up To Kill a Mockingbird on Blu-ray because it's a classic. So thank you for watching my review, and I hope you'll join me again next time for some more reviews. Bye-bye!
If you like this review, go to my site at hauntedflowerreviews.com. I also have a podcast on iTunes. Please leave me ratings and comments. Also, we have a store, hauntedflower.com, where you can find the best online apparel and accessories from movies, TV shows, anime, and more. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/hauntedflower, and that's where we have all of our contests too, so you can win free stuff. Go to indiemojo.com if you live in Indianapolis, and you can find out how to go to free movies.